day to honor the fallen who sacrificed their lives on that day, and to remember the wounded who suffered greatly from that day till this day for many. My name is Michael Blaze. I am the president of the Canadian Veterans Advocacy, and on behalf of the veterans we serve, I would take a moment to express our gratitude to retired PPCLI Colonel Patrick Stogren, Canada's first Veterans Ombudsman, for accepting our invitation to be our cornerstone speaker, the Honourable Thomas Mulcair, Leader of Her Majesty's Loyal Opposition, the New Democratic Party, and the Honourable Rob Ray, Interim Leader of the Liberal Party of Canada, and of course, serving members, veterans, and parliamentarians who, with great dignity and pride, are standing with us this afternoon on Parliament Hill to honor the thousands of sailors, airmen, soldiers, and paratroopers who landed at D-Day, and equally important, to draw Canadians' attention to the plight of those who have suffered the consequences in war in Afghanistan, but, unlike those who were wounded at Juno Beach, have been denied the lifetime sacred obligation of a nation. Very much like the Battle of Vimy Ridge, Canada's role in the D-Day invasion has become one of the defining moments in our history. During the early mornings, hours of June 6, 1944, thousands of Canadian airmen, sailors, soldiers, and paratroopers crossed the English Channel, and with great courage, tenacity, and oft-times extraordinary valor, established a beachhead on Juno Beach that would, within the course of a single year, expand to secure the freedom of millions of Europeans from the bloody, terrifying yoke of Nazi occupation. Nearly 400 Canadians were slain on June 6, and by the time the Normandy phase of the operation of the liberation of Europe was complete, over 5,000 valiant Canadians would be forever interned on French soil. Lest we forget that they went with songs to battle, that they were young, straight of limb, true of eyes, steady and aglow. They were staunch to the end against odds uncounted. They fell with their faces to the foe. Lest we forget, they shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them. And as we remember the fallen of D-Day and World War II, let us remember the thousands of noble Canadians who were wounded at Juno Beach and the subsequent liberation of a convent. Let us remember the manner in which the wartime government of World War II embraced the sacred lifetime obligation to the wounded. And in doing so, let us ask ourselves why Canada's sons and daughters of this generation, of our generation, are not accorded the same lifetime sacred obligation by this wartime government when they suffer the same horrific consequences of war as did our forefathers.
Hear, hear.
Let us ask ourselves, we, the Canadians of this generation, why did a catastrophic injury in 1944 deserve a lifetime pension and supplemental pensions for spouse and child, when the same catastrophic injury of today results in a paltry chump sum award? Let us ask ourselves, why is a leg of a Canadian who suffered on Juno Beach in 1944 worth many, many times more than a leg lost in the Panjwai Valley in Afghanistan?
Hear, hear.
Let us ask ourselves why a mine lost in the skies over Juno Beach is worthy of a lifetime obligation, and a mine lost in the streets of Kandahar in Afghanistan is not. There should be only one standard, a standard set in blood, toil, extraordinary sacrifice, valor, and courage, the standard that we, Canadians of this generation, have loyally assembled in front of the House of Commons on the 68th anniversary of D-Day to champion. The consequences of the Afghanistan war have been profound. Over 150 valiant Canadians have been slain on the battlefields of the Panjwai Valley or in Kabul. Hundreds, if not thousands, have been physically and mentally scarred. Today, it is our duty, our sacred duty, to stand on guard for those who stand on guard for thee. I would like to invite NDP critic Peter Stauffer, a staunch supporter of veterans, to speak briefly and to introduce the leader of the New Democratic Party, Thomas Mulcair. Peter?